us as we explore what it takes to build an academy and a software business while living the Oracle life. Hey guys, welcome back to Oracle Life, episode number 21. Did you like my new introduction? I was just messing around with some the video editing tools, having fun with Star Wars series. I just recently had watched the new Star Wars series, and one of the things that I've always was impressed with was the cool way that the Starship Troopers would re-entry from hyperspace. But anyways, today's episode is called TireMax, and the reason why you're going to find out shortly it's called TireMax is because since I've last published the previous Tire episode of Oracle Training, I've been looking at ways of trying to improve it, make it more efficient, make it a bit more continuous, working on your type 2 high speed twitch muscles, hopefully bringing up the cardio up a bit, less breaks in between. I tend to take quite a bit of a break, so I've always been sort of, for whatever reason, in need of more breaks. But with this routine, I'm finding I can do a bit more because the exercise itself lends itself to being more conducive to continuity. So you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. This is a short episode. It's not particularly long. You're going to see some of the traditional warm-ups that you're seeing right now with the Toreando pass right now. Feel free to attach this one to the previous episodes of the warm-up routines. I have a previous routine. If you look in the curriculum on your dashboard, you're going to see the previous episodes. Use that one in conjunction with this one. This one's a bit of a shorter warm-up routine, and then I get right into the TireMax. TireMax is essentially going to be three main components. One is the suplex, and then one's going to be the side toss, and then the last one's going to be an overhead toss, or bouncing off the wall. That one's quite honestly the most awkward one and dangerous actually as well. So I just want to reiterate again, the reason why we're doing tire training, guys, is again we're looking at strongman training. These tires are not particularly heavy. They're not like the jumbo tires you see in a lot of the strongman gyms, but nonetheless, these are two tires bolted together. I don't know, they're about 50 pounds ish total, so it's not too much, but it's something that you're gonna have to play around with to get your comfort level. I'm comfortable with this. I can do 3 sets of 15 to 20, which is pretty good. I've gotten better. It was definitely slower at the beginning. But again, getting back to why we're doing this is because we're looking at really focusing on our core muscles. As you know from previous episodes, that the core muscles are critical in jiu-jitsu. The more stronger and tighter that they are, and the faster that they can fire, whether they're your six-pack, your glutes, your posterior chain, all these things, these muscle groups need to act together as one and fire together as one, so that you have the maximum efficiency in your game. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. I do have my off day weight training where I actually use weights, the traditional weights, alongside a pulley system. So here I'm starting now with the overhead suplex. And as you can tell, You don't need to throw them. In previous episodes, I would throw them. Those are definitely very good as well. They're a bit more taxing. You have to go and grab the tires, which is another issue. Me doing this in a public space with kids around, potentially, not right now because of COVID, but I try to do it off peak hours. But if there are kids going by, you definitely don't want to be tossing tires. So this is a nice modification. With your back against the wall, I can still recreate about 90% of the move up to the point the tire hits the wall and comes back down. So obviously I'm getting that transfer of energy straight back to me having to deal with it. And then I'm essentially just bringing it down. You can do it one of two ways, whatever feels comfortable for you. One is to just bring the tire down gently, which is also very good for you, or to bring it down and slam it. You may do one of the slamming method a little bit later on. It looks pretty straightforward. It is pretty straightforward. I love the motion of it. It really engages your entire core from top to bottom. I used to like doing deadlifts, but just because of the way the dumbbell has to snatch up as you cross over your clavicle, I found it was giving me rotator cuff issues. Apologies for the twig that's getting in the way, but yeah, I find, generally speaking, that moving heavy objects above your shoulder line is not very good for your rotator cuffs. Yes, this is going over your shoulder line, but I think because of the shape of the tire, it's more conducive to a proper grip, as it were, that allows for a proper rotation. If you can think of the barbell, if it's straight horizontally going congruent to your face, as you're raising it with the grip on the bar, your arms, I guess, are twisting in a peculiar way, which I'm guessing is what causes the rotator cuff issues. Knock on wood, so far I have not had any issues with this method. You can see I am having a little bit of trouble. There's a lot of torque generated on the downward swing and the upward swing. The upward swing doesn't matter because it hits the wall, but the downward swing, you generate a lot of force coming down, and that is the key. Your muscles have to stabilize that force, that downward force and the upward force. Okay, so now we're starting on the side swipe tire tossing. As you've seen in the past episodes, normally I throw these, which are great from I don't know what you call it, from a kinetic perspective, but traditionally I'm not really going to be throwing anybody from a distance perspective. In jiu-jitsu, you might in judo or something like that, might be interested in that, but for the most part in jiu-jitsu, you're pretty much always holding your opponent. So this is a nice alternative. Again, I don't have to toss the tire. I don't have to go fetch the tire. I don't have to worry about hitting a kid potentially. A lot of good benefits. Now, you can go and do this as ballistic as you want. I'm actually going quite mild today, in part because, I don't know, maybe because it's quite a quiet COVID day and the air is pretty chilly and sound just seems to be traveling quite far. And I don't usually work out in this corner, but there's houses right across the street, and I don't really want to disturb them too much. But I can slam these tires against that wall 20 to 30% harder with a giant smack, and it feels incredible, the amount of force required to do it, and then just the feeling of the tires slamming into the walls is just a great sort of feeling. So you're seeing me at about 70%, but really you can take this up to 100 and do it to what feels good for you. One of the key things to look for again is to bend your elbows, have the tires slightly cocked up. You don't want your arms fully extended. You want to engage your arm muscles, your triceps, your biceps, all those muscles, including your grips. I find these are really good for your grips. So I'm doing, 15, 20 per set, and then 3 sets is typically what I do. This day, I actually forgot to take my meds, so my puffers, so I'm a little bit short on my breath today. So that was part of the reason why I didn't go very long, and I don't have quite that lung capacity and strength today because of that. So again, this looks very straightforward, very simple, but by the time you're on your third rep, it's a good workout. Sorry guys, I just realized I had the audio from the video playing, so that might have been a bit annoying. I'm not sure why that part is still in there. Here is where I start doing the overhead, I don't know what you call it, tire toss. And as you can tell, this is quite awkward. Definitely go at this easy in the beginning to try to get your bearings, how you want to work with the mechanics of this. Like all these things, if they're new to you as they are to me, I'm sort of figuring it out as I go along. So this one there, you see I got a good 4 or 5 bounces off of it. It is dangerous because it could bounce back and smack you in the face, which you got to be careful there. What I like about this is that it's engaging your deltoids and your upper body. You're having to adjust with the fact that the tire is continuously, in a rotation. So you have to adjust for that, which is really good for your stabilization muscles. So there you go, guys. Sweet and short, as I promised. Hope you enjoy it. If you did, give me a like and a subscription or a share, or join the OracleLife tribe. All right, guys, until next week, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.